views on this. Hank is in Surrey. Hank, you have to be American.
Hello there.
Oh, you're not American. I was expecting it to be.
No, I didn't used to be called Hank. I changed my name.
I love it. It's great.
Yeah.
Right, Hank, tell me, what was your name before? Colin or something?
Paul.
Paul, all right.
Yeah,
so
my mum hates me now.
There's nothing wrong with that. Can I tell you something?
Okay.
I won't tell you what name he's changed it to, but my son has changed his name, and I'm heartbroken.
Okay.
There you go. But anyway, tell me, what is it that ruins it for you?
Yeah, well, I sort of hang out on a lot of sort of arty musician type circles, and I was performing on Friday in Stoke Newington, and I did a gig, and I was the gig was going on to about 1 really. So obviously I didn't expect to stay to the end because I live in Carshalton in Surrey, but really I left at 10:30 to get home, and didn't really get home till about 1:45. And really, what ruins it for me is that on Friday night or Saturday night, they don't actually make the trains or tubes even slightly later. Because I remember when Ken was mayor, he was talking about possibly making the tube later on a Friday till like 1:30 or something. And I just thought that was a great idea, just to sort of give people that little bit of time to get home.
I agree, Hank, and I absolutely think that if we're a 24-hour city, we ought to at least be offering 18 hours or 20 hours of transport. I think it is ludicrous that when the bars and the clubs and everything else finish, that there is this vacuum created, and it's a scary vacuum too.
Yeah, I mean, it just sort of spoils it for me because, whenever I see if it's like a headline band or something, it sort of gets to about, 11:30, and I'm just sort of thinking, right, what train have I got to get? Am I going to make that connection? And often you miss it, and you have to spend like £10 on a cab or whatever, And one night I was in Camden, and I completely forgot that the tubes end up really early on Sunday night, and I missed my last tube, and I got this is when I was living in Essex. I got a black cab back from Camden to Essex, and it was about 35 quid.
That doesn't sound too bad, actually.
Yeah. What I couldn't believe, I heard you talking earlier about how difficult it is to get a black cab in London.
Yeah.
And I didn't realise until I got that cab that night actually how difficult it was, because even when I was getting in the cab, these guys just ran up to the cab driver and said, whatever he's going to pay you, we'll give you twice as much, So that's crazy. I can't believe it.
It is crazy. And there are certain times, and I do feel so sorry for the cabbies, because they have got people who are turning up, they're throwing up in the back of the cab, or they're violent, or they claim to have money, they don't have money. What's the cab driver going to do? Most of them just go, oh, for goodness sake, just get out of my cab and go, or call the police. And it's like the Wild West out there in the West End sometimes.
It is.
And I do feel sorry for them for that, and I don't blame them for not wanting to work at those particular hours, but it leaves decent people like you and me stuck a bit high and dry. Hank, good to talk to you. Thank you very much indeed for calling in. Loads of text.